Okay, this is our last video for Project 1, and what we're going to do with this video is just show you how to pretty it up and get it ready to submit. Now keep in mind, I don't expect your map to look exactly like mine. The data may be a little bit different, different sources, different years. Colors, I'm not concerned with what their colors are. I do like for the rivers to look like rivers, and the interstates and highways should look like roads. But I don't expect your map to look exactly like mine. So use your own creative ideas to make this turn out looking nice and something that you created. I'm going to start off with using a neat line. So a neat line is just simply a background color. So I'm going to insert a neat line, and it's going to have a I don't know, maybe I'll use the sand background. I'm going to place it inside the margin, and I'm not going to use any gap, or it doesn't have any drop shadow anyway, but we'll set that to 0. And if I want the Arkansas area here to be white, then that's the property of the data frame. So I'm going to go into the data frame properties, select on that right click. I could also double click it, and we're talking about the frame itself. So if I want to give it a background color, I just select one and then I'm going to change it to white. Now it kind of sets it apart. So I kind of like that. We can also insert a title. So we're going to insert the title. I'm going to call it Arkansas counties, population per square mile. Alright, and I'm also going to insert a north arrow. Again, I'm not real particular on north arrow, just one is as good as the other, and it certainly doesn't need to be overwhelming. It's a good looking spot for that. I'm going to bring in a scale bar. Simple is always good. I'm not opposed to using the alternating or anything, but keep it simple and make it easy on everyone. I do like for the scale bars to be nice even numbers. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so we can take a look. So 110 is no good for us. Maybe we can stretch this down to something that makes sense. So I'm going to go to 50. So I'm just going to kind of keep tweaking until I hit the 50. Move it around where I like it. I can also insert the scale text. Absolute scale, nothing. Where did it go? It came in somewhere. I don't see it. Oh, it must be right here in the middle of my map, so that was nice of it. And you can see that the scale's changed a little bit, so I want to make sure I pick and go right back to my specified scale. Make that nice and neat. And there's some tricks you can use if you want to select all three of these. You could do a line. That probably is coming off the window here, so let me move it up. So we can pick all three of those. Right click, choose a line. Probably still coming off the window, so you can't see it. A line, align center. Kind of centers them all up one another. The next thing that we might want to do is insert text for our name. So you could use the insert text here. You could also use this text here. And this one gives you a little bit more freedom to put it where you like. The other one just kind of drops it in the middle of the map. You have to go find it and move it. Get back to the arrow and you can move that around wherever you like. I would like for this neat line to stop on my guidelines that I put in. So I'm going to drag it back one click inside just so it'll all print out nice and neat. And finally, the step that causes a lot of grief on this project is the legend. So I've kind of got this legend arranged neat, but it's not anything that you should be afraid of. We simply want to insert the legend. I typically go with the defaults on this. I might rearrange things a little bit, so I might want my counties to go at the top. I might want my roads after my counties, and then I'll leave cities and rivers next. I generally don't do a whole lot with this initial box. If I want a background color, in this case I do want a background color, and I probably do want, I think I'll go without a line, but we'll make this background color white. and we'll probably go ahead and put a border around it. So the counties, one thing sometimes you see I'll do is I'll change the rivers to be a flowing water. I don't generally mess with these defaults, and I bring my legend in, and it's not exactly the way I want it, so I'm going to adjust it a little bit. And I usually do most of my adjusting in these properties here. So get a few more options here. I'm going to place the roads in a new column, and I'm going to place the cities in a new column. So I can hit apply and see the changes happening there. I'm going to spread my counties out lengthwise instead of up and down wise. So I'm going to change the style of the counties. So here's the style that looks like that. So we can apply that and see the changes happening. I also want to change the roads. It says roads, so it doesn't need to say roads twice. So I'm going to go to the style of the roads, and I'm going to go to the properties. And so here's the layer name, which is roads, and the heading, which is also roads. So I'm going to turn one and the other one off. I'm just going to turn the heading off. The labels here is actually interstate and U.S. highways, so I want to leave those on. So that's better now. And then I think I just need to clean things up just a little bit. So I'm going to pick OK to get out of that. And if I move this into position, I can kind of shrink it down a little bit. Pop _ 2010 / SQ _ that really doesn't make any sense to anyone. So I'm just going to go and rename this over here in my table of contents. It's going to be population per square mile. Just write it out. Everyone can understand that. So, I've got my legend, I've got my map, everything looks good. I've met all the criteria of the assignment, and so now I'm ready to export this and present it and submit it as my PDF file. So if you have any questions, send me an email and I'll help you out. Thank you.